In McFarland, USA, an inexperienced coach and a group of novice runners defy the odds as they train to compete in California's first high school cross-country championship.
We're the Diaz brothers. Enjoy this scene.
Mr. White, the new PE coach.
That's right.
Welcome to McFarland. This is a farming town. These are good kids, smart kids. They just need a chance at a better future.
I found the story to be so interesting, so I'm most curious what you found to be extremely surprising when you met the boys, when you learned about them and their story.
When I met them, they were just excited. I mean, who wouldn't be to be in a Hollywood movie and to be in a Hollywood movie about the community they were living in. This is kind of like a dream for a lot of them.
It's a real story about a real place. So as a filmmaker, it doesn't get any better than that for me. So of course, I want it to be as authentic as possible, as specific as possible. So the first place you go is McFarland.
All right, run a lap.
They're fast.
They are.
You want another one?
What was it like working with your actual real-life counterparts, getting to meet those guys, and what did they instill in you before?
You know what? I really didn't know what to expect when I met the real Johnny Samaniego, and luckily he was an amazing guy, very funny, and very cool to be around. He invited me to dinner and everything, so I'm sure we all have similar stories.
Out of all the characters, I mean, the only persons that I've never met before was, you know, Jose Cardenas and my guy, Victor Puentes, and you know, all the other guys, you know, they still live in the town. All the Diaz brothers, Thomas was actually my coach, and you know, to actually meet Victor for the first time, it was just like, we kind of just clicked automatically. It was crazy.
You know that kid?
Yeah, it's Thomas Bells.
You know how fast you were going?
What are you, a cop?
Because you were running a mile in 5 minutes.
So?
I want to know just how true the film is to the real story.
Some of it are very, very accurate. It is not a documentary. It's true Hollywood. True Hollywood. So if I can explain it like that.
I wasn't just inspired by Jim White and his team and what they created and the legacy that they've left, but I was as inspired by the people themselves.
I want to start a cross-country team.
That's a private school sport.
We have kids here who seem like they can run forever. And they pick an extreme heat. They go to school all day. Some of them even run home. I've seen it.
Jim, let me ask you something. You've coached cross-country before?
No.
Well, you sound perfect.
My cousin, he tells me, hey, can you take me to LA? I have an audition. I was like, oh yeah, sure. It was my day off, so I took him. And they ended up like putting us two against each other for the role, and I got it.
Oh no!
It was crazy.
Was he mad
like
at
that.
you?
I don't think so.
It's very excited for you, I think. I got involved with McFarland USA. When my manager called me, he said he wanted me to audition for this role for David Diaz. So I came and I did my thing, and they told me I looked too young for the part, and they had me audition for Danny Diaz the day after. I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it, whatever, yeah, let's go for it. And then I come back the next day and they tell me, no, you know what, the director really loved you for David Diaz. I say, oh, okay, great. No, this is amazing, you still want to do it? Yeah.
Jose, hold on to Victor. You guys are superhuman.
These are field worker kids that nobody knows how to work harder than these guys. And when they bring those qualities to running, they were unstoppable.
You can't do it with that kind of strength. Kids have the biggest hearts I've ever seen.
And Coach White trained them so hard, that way when it actually came to race day, it was actually quite easy for them. So in that sense, how hard did you prepare before you started production on this film?
I know the script before I ever get there, the whole script. So I have put myself under a lot of pressure before I ever even meet these kids. You know, I was ready to work the day I met them.
I used to get questioned by our principal, why do you do these things? I said, well, why not? They haven't done it. You got to offer something, you know, they got to see something different than the little community of McFarland, because if you stereotype that, you're going to be stagnant there. All of those kids now live in McFarland. They're recreational board members. They're running this and running that on different committees. They're school teachers. They're making a difference. Of those 7 kids that the Diaz family had, one of them's a cop, a detective, and the other ones are all teachers.
Kids have the biggest hearts I've ever seen.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Made in Hollywood.